Well, joining us this week on Phoenix TV is our number one netminder, Scott Fankhouser. Scott, welcome to Phoenix TV.
Oh, glad to be here.
Scott, obviously the burning question of the week is going to be, what's the state of the injury right now?
It's not as bad as expected, so that's really good news. It's healing pretty well. I felt a little this morning because I've been doing a lot on it, trying to get it ready, and hopefully within a week or so I'll be back on the ice and see how things go.
Obviously, it came at a critical game for the Manchester Phoenix away in Belfast. Can you tell us how it happened and what it felt like?
Yeah, a guy was driving the net. I think it was Sutter, and I went down the butterfly, and then he fell, all his body weight on top of me with my legs still pinned underneath, and I felt a little pop, and the knee felt pretty loose after, and I figured it wasn't hurting that bad at the time, so I just finished the game, and progressively as the game it got a little worse, and I knew that was a big game for us, and up until the second period, it was a really close game, so I figured I could give us a chance to win, and hopefully we could have pulled it out, but in the end it didn't work out, so unfortunate.
Yeah, I guess it's a bit of an occupational hazard for a netminder, having guys driving to the crease, and Sean Sutter's not the biggest of guys. I guess it's probably as well it wasn't someone really big like Carlisle Lewis.
Oh yeah, or even Kluche. If he accidentally falls on me, that'd be a disaster. But he's a good hard player, and he was going to the net. And a lot of guys do that, and that's a gutsy thing to go to the net like that. So, he didn't do it on purpose, and it's just part of the game that happens.
And as you said, it came in a critical game, and in a game that the Phoenix were actually well in up until late in the second period, when everything kind of hinged on a couple of hits involving Tony and Klutz.
Yeah, definitely. I thought we had them pretty well. We were playing a good, solid game, and it was 1-1 at the point. And then, Kluche hit their captain there, and then Lewis took a royalty on ours. And before you know it, it sort of got a little out of hand, and it sort of played into their style of play. They're a bigger team than we are. Unfortunately it went the other way, but that game was really close up until it lasted, 2 minutes in the second period is when they scored a couple goals.
So hopefully then, with the medical treatment and physio and everything else, hopefully, because initially, the prognosis was kind of 3 to 6 weeks, hopefully, possibly next weekend or the weekend after?
Next weekend after is what I'm thinking will probably be realistic. I don't want to push it. We only got one game next week, so it's really not that drastic for me to get back for that one. But the next game is Edinburgh and Basingstoke, and that's huge for our team. So that's what I'm gearing up for. Get ready for there. Exactly,
and of course now we're in the stretch now as we come down to the push towards the playoffs, and those games against Edinburgh and Basingstoke become ever more important.
Oh, they're the key to our season. If we want to finish at least 7th, and maybe get up to 6th, we have to beat those teams. And if we go in there and not winning any other games, we definitely have to beat them to make the playoffs. So those are the biggest 4 points of the whole season right there.
I guess looking at the league table right now, if Phoenix were to finish in 7th, as the table stands right now, that would be another trip to Belfast. If we manage to get up to 6th, that would be a game against Sheffield. Without wanting to jinx anything, which of those two teams would you prefer in a home series?
Well, to be honest, I think we played both teams extremely well this season. I think that those are the only two teams in the league that we've consistently played well against. So, either way, I'm not really worried. I think the travel might be a little bit harder going to Belfast, so that would be one factor. But all in all, I think we played both those teams extremely well, and I'm not really that terrified to play them in the playoffs. I think we have a good matchup against them.
If we throw another little twist in it, then if it were to be Belfast, the chances are that the game in Ireland would be played at Dundalk rather than the Odyssey Arena. Does that change the thinking a little bit?
Yeah, I don't really like that arena very much. I like their home arena. I think it's a great rink to play in. It's got a great atmosphere, and that other rink was really loud, but we just didn't. It didn't feel good to us, I don't think. We didn't perform as well as we usually do against them. So, yeah, I'd like to play Sheffield now.
So it's all up for the 6th place finish now, so it's hell for leather in every game from now on.
Yeah, definitely. We had a meeting, and the more games you win, the better you feel about yourself, and the better you go into the playoffs with a good mindset. So, we're going into every game expecting to win and wanting to win. So, the higher we finish, the better for us.
I guess now one of the other questions that people ask is why the Phoenix are not given a chance to either young Adam Summerfield, the under-18 goalie, or Ben Schofield to deputise for yourself in the games against Cardiff and Nottingham. We're bringing in Steve Fohn from the Coventry Blaze. Coventry very kindly helped us out in that situation. And the club issued a statement this week to say that they felt it would be a little bit possibly unfair on an under-18 goalie and an ENL goalie to do possibly 120 minutes. With having not played even 5 minutes early in the season. What's your standpoint on that as yourself as a netminder, Scott?
Well, definitely Adam's a little too young to be thrown in there like that. Ben, on the other hand, he's an older guy, and sometimes trial by fire is the best way to see if a guy's got what it takes. I know from my experiences, I mean, I got thrown into an NHL game in my first year pro, and it's a sink or swim moment where either you perform or you don't, and it's a bad way to put it, but then owners get to see what the guy's made of heart-wise. I mean, is he ready? Probably not, but it's one of those toss-ups where we win tonight, maybe give him half a game to see if he can handle it. But no, I think it's a good decision to get a more experienced goalie in here who's played some time in this league, and going to be a lot of pressure on him. So it's better to get a guy who's seen some of that.
You mentioned there the National Hockey League, Scott, and obviously you had some time with the Atlanta Thrashers. What was? I mean, obviously, probably your debut game was the highlight. Is there any other standout moment from your time with the Thrashers?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. The first game I got called up, I was backing up against Boston, and Ray Bourque was skating around the other ice during warm-ups, and I just sort of sat there and watched the other team warm up like a kid, and I should have just been standing in the stands. It's pretty much what I felt like, and it was pretty neat. I didn't even know it, but my mom drove up from Mississippi, and I was in the locker room, and they asked if there was by chance my mom would be there, and I thought they were crazy, but they described her to me, and she was really there, so I gave tickets up, and she took some pictures of warm-up, so that was just a pretty awe-inspiring moment to see guys like Ray Bourque skate on the other side.
I was going to say it's got to be every North American, particularly Canadian, but you yourself, you're American, but every kid's dream who gets on the ice is to play in the National Hockey League, and it had to be a massive thrill, even though you weren't there for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one game is good enough, and then you get a little greedy after you play one, and then you want two, and it's progressive that way. But just the first time you step on that ice is just something else. It's like you said, the kid's dream come true. And I just remember playing in my front yard, talking about, I'm Ray Bourque today. Like, I couldn't shoot the puck, and then there he is on the ice, competing against me. That was just something to always remember.
And did you get to speak to him?
Oh no, he shot one by me though and put it in the net. So that's all I got to remember.
Coming back to this season, Scott, it's your first season in the UK, but you've played previously in Europe. Is there massive differences between playing in the Elite League and Austria, where you were last year?
Yeah, definitely. The game's a lot more physical. It's a lot more North American oriented, where fights are considered okay and well liked among the fans. And it's just a hard-nosed, more kind of hockey. And I think there's a lot more games in this league than I've played in any other season, and I think that is more like the North American style too. So it fits better for a North American player.
You mentioned it's a more North American style. You've been involved in a few, shall we say, words of wisdom with one or two of the officials yourself during the year. Did you have a good banter, a good rapport with the officials?
Yeah, definitely. I always try at the beginning of the game to start off nice, ask how their day's going. And, it's better to, how do they say, get more bees with honey than you do with smoke or anything else. So, I'm always trying to be their friend and talk to them at the beginning. And then as games go on, they make mistakes just like everyone else does, and I'll point it out. And if they don't respond well to my saying it nicely, then I turn a little angry and say it in a different way, and they don't like that either.
No, unfortunately, there's no winning with the Stripers, really, is there?
No, they make up their mind. I've never seen a ref change his call halfway through.
And on a personal note, you've obviously got your wife Lexis and Isaac, young Isaac, with you. How's he doing? Oh,
he's doing great. He's 11 months now. His birthday will be next month, so he's crazy, running around all over the place, walking everywhere. Now he hardly ever sits down, so it's a lot of fun.
Excellent. Scott Fankhouser, many thanks for joining us on Phoenix TV.
Thanks a lot.